Here is the puzzle. A power-hungry AI data center can buy a tiny nuclear reactor, but it still can't switch the thing on. The popular story is that small modular reactors are the answer to AI's power crunch. But there's a layer hiding above them. Picture one enrichment plant that the whole advanced reactor wave has to line up at. Reactor startups like Oklo, NuScale, X Energy, and TerraPower all need the same special fuel called HALEU, enriched to roughly 20%. Building a new domestic enrichment line takes years, so in the short run, that one fuel source is basically fixed. So why is this special fuel so hard to get? Today's reactor fleet runs on uranium enriched to about 5%. HALEU is enriched higher, commonly cited up to about 20%, and that step needs licensed centrifuge cascades, security clearance, and government sign-off. Here's the part most people miss. For decades, the West didn't enrich HALEU at home at all. One route ran through Russia, which policy now wants to replace. A new cascade isn't a one-time build. It needs sustained contracts, capital, and years. That gap hardened as the AI data center power crunch surged around 2023, and the demand for clean baseload power showed up all at once. Now, the key idea. Why does one company, Centrus, used here as an illustrative example, end up sitting on this choke point? Three forces compound. First, demand from advanced reactors outruns what a fragmented industry can supply, so they need a domestic source rather than wait. Second, a specialist that already holds the enrichment license, the cascades, and government cost-share contracts can serve that demand faster than a newcomer starting from zero. Third, because licensed HALEU capacity is scarce, whoever runs it first holds the gate to the whole reactor build-out. So the strategic value flows to whoever controls the upstream fuel, not the reactor itself. The enrichment era rehearsed this. Control the fuel, and you control who gets to switch on. So who actually feels this, and how? Read it as a map, not a verdict. A sole domestic HALEU maker gains leverage. Because when reactor demand outruns a scarce fuel supply, the fuel maker sits at the gate. Reactor startups trade independence for access. They get a path to fuel, but they depend on someone else's enrichment line and timeline. The government feels both energy security and the bill, since it cost shares the early production. And foreign suppliers feel policy pushing them out of the Western fuel chain. One scarce fuel source, refracted by where you sit. But notice the catch. Most of that revenue is still ahead, not banked. So, go back to the opening puzzle. If everyone's betting on tiny reactors to power AI, what is the one thing each reactor still has to be handed first? The lesson is this. The bottleneck isn't the reactor, it's the special fuel. And a name like Centrus is one illustrative example of the company racing to make it at home. Could the choke point loosen? Maybe. Rivals could enter, or contracts could slip, and the revenue is mostly still ahead, so this is an early, too-soon scale-up, not a sure thing. Recall the anchors. The US shut its last enrichment plant around 2013. The domestic HALEU program was funded in the 2024 era, and the AI power crunch surged from 2023. This is an explainer, not advice. Centrus is illustrative, not a recommendation. Always verify the specifics yourself. You don't bet the reactor,